Guys, we are in our first final, and the winner of this particular match is going to advance to WCS America Season 1. And it's actually a Terran player. It's going to be a Terran player either way. We have a Terran player at the bottom of the map here on Heavy Rain. We have Xenocider for EG. And starting to the top, we have Koma for Deimos. And Koma was able to take down Gosuuser, something that I really did not think would happen. So that's pretty cool. I have to say that Terran versus Terran is very entertaining these days. I really like it as a mirror matchup. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see who's going to advance to the WCS in America. At the same time, we're going to probably have a couple of games later. I don't think that this is, like, if I'm not mistaken, the bracket part that is the farthest ahead. So the first player to qualify today. So we're going to have a couple of other matches later on that we can cast as well. It's not going to be the last one. Right now we have the gas actually being taken first for Koma, and he was already chit-chatting a little bit with Xeno in the lobby. Was saying like, yeah, well, I think you're probably going to smash through me. Let's see if that's going to be the truth. Xenocider is one of those players that I personally like quite a lot. He's very outspoken and he doesn't beat around the bush. He says what he thinks, and it was quite fun when he joined EG and then attended his first, I think, MLG, if I'm not wrong. And he was interviewed and he was a little bit asked how it is to play in EG, and he's like, well, basically he doesn't have too much to do with the other players there, and he feels a little bit like the janitor of EG. He's there if somebody needs him, but usually ignored by most of them. Since then, I don't know if things changed. So that was like way back when he was just like emerging within the scene, or like getting his first attention by joining EG. He was of course also getting results before that. But yeah, it was pretty fun just to see him say that in an interview. It was pretty cool. But he's going up against an opponent who starts out very aggressive. With the gas first, you have the fast attack, and we have several options, of course, that Koma could choose from. He can go into Banshee play, he can go into normal drop play, several things that are possible for him. Xenocider, with his own gas here and not getting an expansion right away, is in a position where he will play the more defensive part, has the better economy, but can then also try to defend against that just with the right timing. So, looking at the top of the map right now, we are going to see the second gas already for Koma, so kind of indicative that we will see maybe Banshees with Cloak. Keep in mind that if Cloak Banshees, if you encountered that the last time in, I don't know, Wings of Liberty or a long time ago, the Cloak upgrade costs 100 and 100 right now instead of 200, very important. And with the Marine at the front, Koma is already making sure that there is no scout coming in. Xenocider not even dedicating an SCV to the scout, so that's not going to be a problem for him. Both of them, by the way, not scouting. So for now, this is just like what you would expect in this particular matchup. And with the timings and how they work out, it's going to be like, the question is going to be Xenocider starting off with a Raven and maybe a Viking, or how is he going to react against the potential threat of facing a Banshee play? Because it's one of the standard plays that you have in Terran versus Terran. It's one of the things that you will encounter quite a lot. So you have to ask yourself, what do I do against that? Am I just saving up a little bit of energy on my orbital command to drop the scan when I need it? Am I just gonna simply build a Raven and try to get that out as fast as possible? Or what is my defense gonna be against a Banshee play? I don't want to leave myself wide open against that. And you also have to think about that it's very dangerous to just rely on Marines in the early stages of the game, since without the combat shield, a Marine is being killed by the Banshee within 2 hits. And just think about the Banshee coming in with Cloak. There is no Raven available. You only rely on, let's say, Missile Turret or even scans. Before you can drop that scan, if you don't see that Banshee coming in because it's cloaked, you will lose 1 or 2 Marines right away. And then you would start losing your air units, so your anti-air units. So that is always a bit dangerous. And the question is going to be revealed quite soon. But we already have the Tech Lab here, not being swapped though, but we have the Viking. He's going for the Viking, and what you can also do is just rely on a Widowmine. A Widowmine is not killing the Banshee immediately, but after a Widowmine hit, a Banshee only needs 1 shot by a Viking and then goes down. So that's the part where Koma has to be careful, because his Cloak upgrade is going to be there in time, but when does he Cloak? Does he Cloak before he hits the Widowmine, or does he Cloak after he hits the Widowmine? That's going to be very important. Looking now at it, we might actually see him. He's dodging it. He's actually dodging it. But he sees the Viking and he gets the first shot off already. So, oh, there we go. Another Widowmine. And that's exactly what I said. With 1 or 2 shots of the Viking, actually 1 is enough, the Widowmine is going to take you down. So great start here for Xenocider. He didn't lose anything to the initial harass. And that's great for him. Now going into the Raven 2. And for Koma, this is already a bit like, that did not really work out that well. And let's see how he's going to transition from there on out. With Xenocider adding an interesting touch to the match, since he is going for Cloak as well. He doesn't have a Banshee yet, but he is going for Cloak, and that could do a lot of damage if Koma doesn't expect it. And Koma is now starting to use that second Banshee. And now the Raven is not there. The Raven isn't there yet, but here comes the scan. The Marines are trying to go in. That one Viking chasing it away. 2 kills already on the Banshee. Raven to the rescue. And here come the rest of the Vikings. Yep, and this Banshee is a goner as well. And, well, if someone at you is pulling a wolf at math, that was absolutely not worth it. Killing 2 SCVs and only losing both your Banshees, that sucks. And it sucks like pretty hard. Not in terms that it's a bad play, but it's really a good defense by Xenocider. And for Koma, it's just a very unfortunate situation. His opponent was ready, and that was pretty cool. So, job well done by Xenocider. Very unfortunate situation for Koma, losing a lot of resources here. 500 resources against 100. And at the same time, don't forget about the tech that he used. We have for Xenocider the same coming in pretty soon, and then we're gonna see if he is able to do more damage compared to his opponent. So, looking at the harvest accounts, we have a slight lead for Xenocider already. We have the first Banshee already getting in position. He sent a second one out though, I feel. Didn't he build a second one? I think he built a second one. I'm pretty sure he built a second one. He's building a second one. That's what we're going for. Well, that Banshee is hiding in plate side right now. Now moving in, but yeah, I could have done a little bit more than that. 1 SCV kill. So far so good. Trying to take a Marine down. Here comes the Micro. And yep, but needs to be careful. Keeping them alive is just so important. If you're able to keep them alive, it's absolutely amazing, because that's just a constant threat to your opponent's base. And what really comes into play now is the lack of Vikings for Koma. He doesn't have a Viking, and Xenocider could chase down that Banshee without a problem. Whereas for Koma, it's really difficult to deal with this. He has Marines, and of course can chase it down at some point, but he cannot really kill it. So needs to be a little bit careful. Looking at the bottom now, we have the Marines just spreading out here. The second Banshee is not there just yet, at least I can't see it. Has to be somewhere, right? Or did he cancel? No, he didn't. So, second Banshee, where's it coming in? Flying right over there. Alright, cool. So, second Banshee comes in. And we already have Koma with a move out here, with in total 45 supply. He might be just able to sneak past his opponent's army and move in. But first of all, the Banshee is trying to find a bit of a sweet spot here. Takes down, how many harvesters does he get? So far he's only 1 kill, that's not going to be enough. Banshee number 2 also moving in, but there is another one just waiting. He goes for the supply depot here, and nice. That is going to distract his opponent quite a bit, but this is a really nice move there. There are 2 Widowmines. They have been scouted already. He can take those down with the siege tanks alone. Yep, and there they go. Both siege tanks, both Widowmines are gone. That supply depot is also dying, but nice hits against the Marines here. Forces Koma to use the extra supply. So, decent job here that we see by Xenocider, doing a lot more damage than his opponent did. So, really nice moves. This army is still dangerous. Oh my god, he's moving out with everything that he has. Here come those SCVs right at the front. We have a couple of auto turrets dropped, but those siege tanks, can he take those down? Xenocider is getting a beating here for a few seconds. And it really looks like Koma is going to pull through. The Banshee doing a lot of damage at the top left, but it's not going to be enough to make up for what just happened at the bottom right. Koma is moving in, and the army supply alone is now 47 against 24. He's just moving past the bunker, and he's wrecking those SCVs. The siege tank on the high ground doing a lot here, especially since Koma doesn't have high ground vision. He could target the siege tanks down, and he has to. He doesn't have the vision on the other hand. Oh my god, that was brutal there. Resources lost, just look at that, so much better for Koma, but now his siege tanks are being chased down a little bit. Yep, another one goes down, so the Banshee really paying off. The Banshee is doing the work here. Someone has to, and they are going wild. But this drop, that is something that Zeno might not anticipate, and Koma is suddenly looking at a game where he is taking a massive lead. Zeno is trying to transition into a mech composition with 2 additional factories on the way, but does he really have what it takes to put that drop away? Oh my god, he doesn't. Those are too late. Those are too late. Here comes the afterburners. He moves in, and bye-bye SCVs. That's not going to be the defense that he needs. It's just too late. The siege tank already sieged up. Is he able to take that one down that Xenocider has? Yes, he is. And Koma, the Canadian player, wrecking the economy of Xenocider. The evil genius in trouble. More siege tanks moving in, but so much damage already done. The SCV numbers are just drastically dropping here. 39 against 58. Another siege tank is a goner. Can he take out the last one? He might actually. And nice pickup here. Nice micro by Xenocider so far. But that was quite the move that we saw here by Koma. Resources lost, better for the Canadian player. Xenocider is now looking at 7,000 resources lost. At the same time though, that third base in position, dropping the Mule Hammer. The same true though for Koma. Both of them looking at a decent economy here, but the economy is still better for Koma, who's looking at 60 harvesters against 46. And is still trying to be aggressive, trying to push the advantage that he has. This is the final battle, guys. The final best of 3. Yes, only game number 1, but the winner of this best of 3 is going to WCS America, and the loser will have to try to qualify once again in the next qualifier. Once more, the Medivacs in a position here, trying to just get in, but with sensor towers now being set up, it's looking a little bit more unlikely that he's actually able to do that. The 2 Medivacs are already moving in, being attacked here by his Soul Marine. No combat shield for Xenocider since he goes for mech, but he is faced with a sieged up position against his third base and the drop in the main, and he cannot contest both. He's really struggling against this. He's trying to, but he's falling so far behind. He's sacking his third for now, and this allows him to defend his main base maybe, but he's losing so much doing it, and it's not looking good at all. Koma is really on a roll right now. This guy is on fire. Someone calls the police because Xenocider is getting murdered here. GG, and game 1 ending in favor of Koma. A little bit unexpected after the failed harass with the Banshees, but well played. And congratulations to the first victory in the best of 3. He needs to win another map though, and let's see if Xenocider is going to be able to win 2 in a row now to qualify for WCS America, or if it is going to be Koma who qualifies.